Hello dear friends, welcome to the another lecture of applied mechanics. In the previous lecture we have started our chapter number 3, that is resolutions and composition. In previous lecture we have discussed about the we have resolved the forces and composition of forces and resultant of the forces. Is all this topic we have discussed in a previous lecture, and also we have seen the law of parallelogram of force. So in previous lecture we have discussed the law or derivation of law of parallelogram. So that derivation is incomplete. So let's complete that derivation in today's lecture and see some other parts also. So in the previous lecture we have seen this is our derivation for law of parallelogram. So we have taken some consideration. Based on this consideration we have drawn one figure, right? So after that we have taken one perpendicular line CD which is on a OA. Okay, after that we have calculated the all this term. This OA is nothing but the P, OA is nothing but P, then OB is equal to Q, AC is equal to Q, then AD is equal to Q cos theta, CD is equal to Q sin theta, right? So all this term we have discussed in the previous lecture. So these all terms we have discussed in the previous lecture. Now we have considered here one triangle, right angle triangle here, OCD. This is the right angle triangle. This right angle triangle we have taken, right? So this is alpha, this is O, this is D, this is C, right? So here your force R, here Q sin theta is nothing but the P, here is your A, right? And here is 90-degree angle. Now by using the Pythagoras theorem, what we can say, this is the hypotenuse is equal to hypotenuse square is equal to adjacent side plus opposite side square. So we have taken this equation, OC square is equal to OD square plus CD square, but OD is nothing but the OA plus AD. So here your OA plus AD square plus CD square. Now OC is nothing but the, see here OC is nothing but R, right? OA is nothing but P and AD is nothing but Q cos theta and CD is nothing but Q sin theta. So put all these values in this equation, then we will get the term like this: R square is equal to P plus Q cos theta square plus Q sin theta square. Now take this square, R square is equal to, so P plus Q cos theta square is nothing but the P square plus 2 PQ cos PQ cos theta plus Q square, and here plus Q square sin square theta, right? So this is the term. So how we can resolve it? Here we are missing the cos theta. See, P plus Q cos theta. This term, how we can resolve this term, I will show you in a detail. So see, here is the square, means 2 times multiplication. So P plus Q cos theta, right? So here P square plus PQ cos theta. This P plus Q cos theta. After that, from this value, so see here, plus PQ cos theta plus Q into Q square, and cos theta into cos theta, cos square theta. So this whole term, so you can write this whole term would be like P square plus PQ cos theta plus PQ cos theta, 1 plus 1, that is the 2 PQ cos theta, and this term Q square cos theta. So now you can see here, this is the similar to this term, right? So the value of this term is nothing but this, and this is we can take directly. So now you can see here your value would be like this: r square is equal to p square plus 2pq cos theta plus q square cos square theta plus q square sin square theta. Right, now you can see here this q square and this q square we can take a common. So here r square is equal to p square plus 2pq cos theta plus q square taken common, here cos square theta plus sin square theta. So now we know here what sin square theta plus cos square theta is nothing but the 1, or we can write cos square theta plus sin square theta is nothing but the 1. So the value of this term is nothing but 1. We know that by the trigonometry, right? So you can write this term like this: r square is equal to p square plus 2pq cos of theta, right, plus q square. So this is the term of the r square. Now just wait a minute. Now you can take a square root here. So just take a square root of this value. So when we are taking a square root of that value, that will be nothing but the square root of this value is nothing but r is equal to under root of p square plus 2pq cos of theta plus q square. So this whole value is in a square root. So this is nothing but the what value of the resultant of the forces. So this is the formula for find out the resultant of the forces. Now let's see here. What, see, we have one angle here, right? So let theta is equal to angle between P and Q forces. So here you know, so theta is nothing but the, here you can see this is the P force and this is the Q force, and in between them there is the angle theta. So we know this term, right? So you can see here, if PQR is known, means the value of P, Q and R, PQ and theta, sorry, PQ and theta are known to us, then we can find out the magnitude of R found out. So once we know the P, Q and theta, then we can find out the resultant. Means if we know the value of P, we know the value of theta, and we know the value of Q, then we can find out the value of R. So for finding the R, we should know the value of P, value of Q and value of theta, right? So let's see here. Let R makes an angle alpha with the direction of P. So here in this diagram you can see when we are taking this resultant. So once we are taking this resultant, there is going to create new angle, that is alpha. Here you can see create a new angle alpha when we are taking a resultant, right? So after that we will get a one new triangle, that is nothing but right angle triangle O D and C. So in the ODC angle is a alpha, hypotenuse is a R, right? So from right angle triangle, therefore in right angle triangle, that is nothing but triangle ODC, right? So in this you can see here this tan alpha is equal to, what is the value of tan? Tan is nothing but the opposite side upon adjacent side, right? So here you can take tan alpha is nothing but what? That is nothing but the opposite side. The value of opposite side is CD and adjacent side is the OD. So here you can see CD is the opposite and OD is the adjacent. So OD we can divide into two parts, OA and AD, right? So here you can write like this: CD is equal to Q sine theta divided by, it is a OA plus AD. The value of OA is nothing but the P. So Q sine theta divided by P plus value of AD is Q cos theta, right? So here you can see tan alpha is nothing but Q sine theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. So here alpha is nothing but the tan inverse of Q sine theta divided by P plus Q cos theta, right? So this is the angle. So this is the direction of the force, right? So from this R we can find out the resultant, and from this alpha we can find out the direction of the R. So this is for find out direction of R, in which direction resultant is applied, and from this we can find out resultant of the, or magnitude of resultant of forces, magnitude of resultant of forces. So this is the for finding the resultant, and this equation is for finding the direction. So let's see the limitation of applying the law of parallelogram of forces. So every law has some limitation. So here some of the limitation of law of parallelogram of forces. So here you can see there are only two forces acting on a body, means when we are using a law of parallelogram, so what is its condition? Only two forces have to apply on that body. So if there is a three forces, then we cannot use the law of parallelogram, right? Then after that, these two forces are acting at and away from the point, or two forces are concurrent. So both forces should be away from the point. If the forces is towards the point, then we cannot use the law of parallelogram. So these two are the limitations of law of parallelogram. So let's see some problems based on it. So here, so problem number 1, we can see here. Okay, so your problem number 1, you can read. the forces of 100 Newton and 150 Newton are acting simultaneously at a point full stop. What is the resultant of these two forces if the angle between them is 45 degree? So first thing you have to do, what you have to find out the given data here. So first we have to find out the given data. So based on the previous derivation, we are able to solve this problem. So what it said, two forces are given. One is the 100 Newton and second one is the 150 Newton. So our first force is P, that is the 100 Newton first force, and second force is Q, that is the 150 Newton. After that, are acting simultaneously at a point. Okay, what is the resultant of these forces if the angle between them is 45? So angle is given, angle is nothing but the 45 degree. Okay, so these two forces are given, angle given, and what we have to find out? We have to find out what resultant of these forces. We have to find out the R. So how we can find out it? So recently we have discussed one derivation for find out the resultant. So you can write like this. We know that the resultant of force, the resultant of forces is nothing but the R is equal to under root of P square plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square. So this we have seen in the derivation of law of parallelogram. So here the value of P we know, the value of Q we know, and value of theta we know. Then we can easily find out the resultant of the force. So here you can see R is equal to, put the all values in this equation. So here the value of P is 100, then 2 value of P is 100 plus value of Q is 150, then cos of angle theta is 45 degree, right? Then plus the value of Q is 150 square. All this value is in a under root. Then after this, take R is equal to under root of value of 100 square is nothing but the 10,000, right? Then 2 into 100, that is nothing but the 200 multiplied by 150, that is nothing but 200 into 250, that is nothing but the 30,000. So here 30,000 multiplied by the value of cos 45 is nothing but the 0.7007 plus 150 square is nothing but 22500, right? So you have to do all this calculation in your calci. Okay, so do the calculation on your calci, then you will get all these values. So let's see what is the value of that. Then R is equal to 10,000 plus 30,000 multiplied by 0.707 plus 22500. So do the calculation of all this value, you will get the value like this, 53710 under root. Okay, so this is the R. So now in your calci you can calculate this value by using the under root sign. So calculate this value. So under root of 53710 is nothing but the 232 Newton. So this is the value of what? Your resultant. So this is your resultant value of R. So like this you can find out the resultant of this problem. Okay, so this is the value of. Now See here, let's see the problem number 2. So while solving the any problem, what you have to do? You have to, firstly, you have to read the problem carefully. After that, you are able to find out the given data. Once you have find out the given data, then what? After finding the given data, you have to apply the appropriate formula. So just see what problem said to us. Find resultant of force and its direction. So we have to find resultant also and direction also. So here R and theta we have to find out. If two forces 20 Newton and 40 Newton, so two forces is given. So here given data. So given data is nothing but what? Force 1 is given, that is nothing but the 20 Newton, and force 2 is given, that is nothing but the 40 Newton, right? Is acting along the adjacent sides of parallelogram, making an angle of 60 degree. So here angle is given 60 degree. And what we have to find out? To find, sorry, here alpha, we have to find out. To find what? R is equal to how much? And direction is equal to how much, right? These two terms we have to find out. Now we know that very well. What we know that? What we know that the resultant of forces, we know the resultant of forces R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos of theta. So we know this formula for finding the resultant of the forces, right? So now we have to find out the resultant of the force. So how we can find out it? So see here, the R is equal to, so we know the value of P. The value of P put in this equation, that is 20 square plus value of Q is a 40, so 40 square plus 220 into 40, right? And cos theta. So the value of cos theta is nothing but cos of what angle is given? 60 degree. After that, just do the calculation in your calc. Then R is equal to nothing but the under root of value of 20 square is nothing but 400, right? After that, the value of 40 square is nothing but 1600. After that, 2 to the 4, 4 for the 16, so it is the 1600 into the value of 60 degrees, nothing but the 0.5, right? After that, you have to do the calculation of that whole term. So R is equal to, what is the value of R? R is nothing but the 400 plus 1600, means here 400 plus 1600 plus 1600 into 0.5. So do the calculation of whole this term in your calc. You will get the value of R like this, 2800, right? After that, take a square root of 2800, then you will get the value of R. The value of R is nothing but 52.91 Newton. So this is the value of resultant of force. So this is the resultant. So we have find here the resultant. But in the problem, they are not asking about only resultant. They are again asking about the what? Direction of that forces, means angle here. So let alpha be the inclination of R, inclination of R with P, right? That is the inclination of R with P. So here alpha is equal to tan inverse of, we know the formula for that, q sin theta divided by p plus q cos theta. So this is the formula for finding the direction or finding the value of q. So here you can see the value of q is nothing but alpha. Value of alpha is nothing but tan inverse of, put the value of q, the value of q is nothing but 40 sine of theta, value of theta is 60 divided by the value of p is 20 and the value of q is 40 cos of 60, right? After that, alpha is equal to tan inverse of value of sine 60 multiplied by 40. Just do the calculation on your calci. That will be like this, 34.641 divided by 40 multiplied by cos 60. The value of this is nothing but this is 20 plus the value of this cos 60 is a 0.5. So 0.5 multiplied by 40 is a 20. So here is also 20. Now after that, alpha is equal to tan inverse of 34.641 divided by 40, right? So here alpha is equal to tan inverse of 34.641 divided by 40. So do the calc. So for finding the value of tan inverse of 34, so we can write like this, minus 0.866, right? So for finding the value of tan inverse of 0.866, what you have to do, in your calci there is a button for tan. So before pressing the tan, just press the shift button and after that press the tan button. So that will be the tan inverse. म्हणजे tan shift दाबून tan inverse दाबायचं, then you will get the tan inverse, and after that take one bracket and put this value in that, then you will get the value of alpha, that is nothing but the 40.89 degree. Okay, so this is the direction of the resultant of force. Okay, in which direction r is going, that is the this. Okay, after that let's see the problem number 3. So in previous problem, first problem, we have seen, we have find out only resultant. In second problem we have found out resultant and direction also, and this is the third problem. So all these problems are little bit different from each other. So different problems we have discussed here, then you can solve the number of problems by using this concept. Okay, so let's see, read the problem carefully. Our problem said two forces 50 Newton and Q have a resultant of 200 Newton. If the angle between the two forces is 45 degree, then find Q and the direction of the resultant. So here, once we have read the problem, then find out the given data. What given data said to us? Two forces. So here given data, two forces. Force 1 is the P, that is the 50 Newton, and two forces 50 Newton and Q have the resultant of 200 Newton. So here the value of P is given to us. Okay, 50 Newton, but the value of Q is not given to us. So they are mentioning only two forces. One force is 50 and second force is Q. So this is not given to us. Have a resultant. The value of resultant is given. What the value of resultant? R is equal to 200 Newton. Right? If the angle between the two forces, then angle is also given, 45 degree. Then find Q and direction of the resultant forces. So here what we have to find, what it said to us, find the value of Q. means we have to find out the q, and direction means alpha is equal to how much. So these two terms we have to find out. So for this, we know how we can solve this. So for this, we know that the resultant of force. So we know the formula of resultant of force, that is nothing but the R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So here you know the value of R, you know the value of P, and you know the value of theta. So put that value in this equation, you will get the value of Q. Just try to solve this problem at your home. Take this problem as a homework. If जर तुम्हाला जमलं तर ठीक, otherwise we will discuss in our next lecture. Thank you.